Trouble keeping up with the Joneses? I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, Aaron Jones, no picnic a week ago. He's looking for another big game, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos head out for their first drive, and at the controls in his first season in the Mile High City, a former Super Bowl champion in Joe Flacco. And in Baltimore, they drafted Lamar Jackson. Eventually, he would take over for Flacco week 10 a season ago. Picture Peyton Manning after their victory in Super Bowl 50. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Following the sack, it's 2nd and 18. Now the young man was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie. 3rd and long for Joe Flacco. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kyler Fackrell in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
His own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taken in at the 22. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Number 12 in green and gold coming out to lead the Packers. Of course, that's Aaron Rodgers. Last year for Rodgers, despite the young receiving core, despite the nagging injuries, despite the removal of his head coach, better than 4. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You're really underselling it. 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Rodgers going to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do it.
They got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen
2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
Justin Simmons has been a multi-dimensional, terrific player since he's entered the NFL, playing both cornerback and safety with equal aplomb. Right now, he's hoping to move back to free safety full-time.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score. See if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling-out process. You have some plays that you've got called, and you want to see how the defense reacts.
Defense does here, too, after a good stop. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And they get... Oh, fighting off the defender. And
situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack. 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones.
And all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep. It got his man complete. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 41 yards.
And that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. On 2nd and 7. Rodgers steps away to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Here's the backup, Jacoby Brissett, eluding the pressure right. And a throw.
That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Broncos coming hard, and it's blocked. And they'll wind up taking over there in their own territory inside the 40. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side.
Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season, it's big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest. Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hand.
Flacco looks to throw. And out of the gun, it's Booker. That's from the early games going on here around the NFL. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Could really put him in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 36-yard line. Now Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae. Yards, good for a Packer first down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And that one at the half with the scoreline of 21-10. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. From there, we'll head to Buffalo to check on the Bills at home in New Era Field. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton with 2 touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. 2 touchdown passes for Kirk Cousins there. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
On first down, Rodgers. And to throw is Rodgers. To throw.
Big scene. Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before?
On third. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
Set to start another drive, Joe Flacco and the Broncos. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Blake Martinez. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And 19. On second down, a run with Lindsey. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9-10 lead like this. You content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense.
Rodgers will try again on second down. And he finds his tight end, Grant. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And he's Again, it's Jones. And now a first down carry by Jones.
Laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Rodgers on target. They'll try and run for it with Jones.
I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Rodgers now on first down. Open here is Allison. That's 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. Flushed out right. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got 3rd and 1. They'll run it with Jones. And the ball gets to the 2. They'll run it with Jones. He didn't get the touchdown, but now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Mercedes Lewis, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
So that drive spans 13 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. But it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay.
And they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Flacco. And he lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here. And now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front?
We've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Bradley Chubb picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This is Jones. We saw the result, negative yardage. Now Rodgers throwing on 3rd and long. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Von Miller giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not. Did not get back there. It's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, punt team and the punter, some love.
Here's Williams to return. And his first carry, he loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Flacco. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Phillip Lindsay, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos cut into that lead. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No. Lindsey going to try and run it in. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up.
Good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big one.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there. They'll run on first down.
Keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Here's Jones, and he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time.
Rodgers throwing here. He's got Lewis.
Couldn't turn it into much more.
On second down, it's Jones. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're not.
You have great vision. You're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural,
but I like where we're going with this. You say